Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Makakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Preach the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered to the four corners of the globe. Preach the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you, Akim out there, Shalakim. And this is a sit-down lesson. This news article from Jerusalem Post was recently on October the 23rd, 2022. And the highlight of this news article from the Jerusalem Post by Reuters and published on October 24th, 2022. And it reads, South Korea fires warning shots after a North Korean boat crosses the maritime border. South Korea has fired warning shots after a North Korean vessel crossed the maritime border between the two Koreans on early Monday, South Korean military says. And this is amending the current tensions, what's going on right now between North Korea and South Korea, because they border crossing neighbors, because you have South Korea, Japan, and the United States. They all allies against North Korea after the North Korea in the latest of firing missiles off the coast of the Japan. I believe it's like a month ago. The PA made that announcement that it was going to be a nuclear test of a missile test was heading towards their way, because people had to evacuate due to the nuclear warning and the nuclear missile, hypersonic missile, and the ballistic missile of North Korea was doing. It's now you have, the amending already stirring up tensions between North Korea and South Korea, increasingly, So yeah, that I had to add that with that, with the current tensions between North Korea and South Korea, with United States and South Korea and Japan are allegiance together against North Korea firing missiles, So those tensions are definitely going to increase. Now you have the story right here just recently broke out of South Korea firing warning shots of boats been crossed near the border of South Korea, vessel boats in that region, in the border region. So, these tensions definitely gonna stir up between North Korea and South Korea, and it's not gonna be any peace between both sides anytime soon. So it's just gonna further stir up tensions between the cross borders of North Korea and South Korea, as you have the alliance of South Korea, Japan, and the United States against North Korea. As you know, in North Korea, the president of North Korea stated that, his country is a nuclear state, a nuclear weapon country, Oh, okay. Huh. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, that shows you Salakia was talking to my OG. But yeah, just like it started off from the beginning in January of 2022 of this year, of North Korea the president of North Korea made that statement. He was saying that he's gonna use his nuclear capability. And he made that statement, and he led up to that promise, and that's why you've been seeing Joel 3:10. Let the weak say I am strong. Been seeing the nuclear strength capability from North Korea. They're not backing down from the UN officials. They're not backing down from South Korea, the United States, and Japan as well too. You know, because Kim Jong Un said he's not going to give up his nuclear capability. He's not going to denuclearize, destabilize none of his nuclear capability. You know, as he continues to use his military strength and capability for his country. Everybody say he's a dictator, leader of North Korea, but Kim Jong Un, he's showing his aggressiveness and military readiness. And he made that statement, I believe, like not too long ago. He's ready for any adversary or enemy that comes trying to threaten his country, and he's going to use full military force. That's why you've been seeing a high increase of these ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles, ICBM missiles he's been using, over the past couple months throughout this whole year, 2022. And I believe this has been like the 17th or 18th missile launch that North Korea did. So, he's sending warnings to Japan, South Korea, and the United States as well, too. Now you got this news story right here of South Korea firing warning shots after a North Korea boat crosses the border. Because you're still going to have the tension between North Korea and South Korea. Anything that passes either North Korea or South Korea, because both of these countries on high alert within one another. Tensions are still heightening between these two nations, these two neighboring countries, with the cross border between the two, So the tensions are definitely increasing, and it's very heightening, increasing as well too. Amending the tensions, North Korea have with South Korea, Japan, and the United States, as I mentioned before, So expect to see these type of stories like this of, South Korea or North Korea sending warning shots to one another, because these tensions are definitely going to continue to build up, and it's going to increase further more and more, And this is the book of, I'm going to bring out one scripture, then I'm going to close it out. This is the book of Mark, chapter 13, verse 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginning of sorrows, right? Because we are in the beginning stages of sorrows of these nations rising up against one another. It could be border disputes, as you've seen the news article that I just brought out of South Korea firing warning shots at North Korea using boat vessels tried to cross the border near to South Korea. So you're going to have these tensions between these nations and different kingdoms as well too. You're going to have the earthquakes in diverse places. You're going to have the famines and pestilence, etc. Because these are biblical prophecies that's taking place on the planet Earth, and it's increasing more and more and more, So with that, I just want to bring up this little sit down lesson for in the news. This news just recently broke out of it's not really huge news, but it was just news I just wanted to bring out. as I continue doing these news articles with these sit down lessons, because these biblical prophecies taking place on the planet Earth on a consistent basis. We're starting to see it more and more. With the nations having heating exchange against one another. Like I mentioned before, like border crossing disputes, area disputes, land disputes, between the nations, or it can be economic disputes, cross-border disputes, like I mentioned before, and many other issues as well too that nations have between against one another. So you're gonna see increase more and more with the tensions between North Korea and South Korea, even furthermore. Because South Korea got that increasing allegiance between United States and Japan, to go against North Korea. So the tensions are there, and it's going to continue to escalate, and it's going to build up. So with that, once again, I hope this sit-down lesson for In the News on October 23rd, 2022 at 5:12 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Sunday afternoon. So with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Mukakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.